welcome back to Linda's Pantry. So today I get to bring you along for a recipe that I did, and it absolutely came out fantastic. So I hope that you watch this. I hope that you make it because it is so delicious. It's ridiculous. It was a sweet potato cauliflower cheese soup, and I topped it with that Cajun candy bacon that I made, or bacon candy, that I made in my last video. You can go check that out. I'll leave a link to that video in the comments section. So if you missed out, you can go see that video as well, how I did that. So let's go see how I made this soup. Check out all the links that I've left for you. And I hope you give me a thumbs up for healthy, nutritious soups. Guys, I am so glad you stayed for this because this soup is so fantastic. It's amazing. I have my 5-quart Dutch oven here. I've got 2 quarts of home canned turkey stock. And I'll post a link in the comment section for you to go watch that video if you'd like. I canned up 8 quarts and I had 3.5 left over. So it was just a fabulous. So actually 11 quarts I made. So I've got all my vegetables are prepped. I've got 4 pretty small sweet potatoes, but there's a fair amount of sweet potato. 1 large head of cauliflower that I've washed and cut up. And I don't mind if the core is in there. I don't cut that all the way. I'm gonna go ahead and load this up, and it doesn't matter. Everything can be a big rough chop because it's all gonna be pureed and into a thick, creamy soup. It's so good. Okay, let's get this one out of the way. And I need my scooper. There we go. So I've got a whole sweet onion, and this is from our area. They're called Sweetie Sweets. These are grown about an hour and about 2.5 hours away. I was blessed to get 40 pounds of those. My husband brought home 80 pounds of onions one day when he was down there. And anyway, so here's my sweet potatoes, and I cut them all in about the same thickness. You're just going to put this right in your Dutch oven or your pot. Now you could make this in a smaller batch, or you could can this. But I make a big pot of soup once a week. Sometimes we have it for dinner. Sometimes we just have it for lunches. And this is going to be for dinner tonight, with a salad and a cheese roll. And this soup is also excellent with a grilled cheese sandwich. It's just delicious. And the kids will eat this because they think the color is because of the cheese. They have no idea that this isn't just a potato cheese soup. Open up our chicken stock. And this, I did not can this. This has been in the garage refrigerator. So and you can see it's gel. First quart in. Now let's go for quart number 2. And I'm gonna add. I'm gonna go ahead and add some water to this as well. Or maybe I'll add my other quart. Let's see how far we get with this. Look at that. Hardly any fat, and trust me when I tell you, this turkey stock is fantastic. So I'm going to rinse these jars out and use that water, and we'll go ahead, because this is pretty concentrated. This reduced down quite a bit when I was cooking it. So, and then we'll go to the stove and I'll season it up. Okay, so we're going to add the rest of our ingredients. I've got my burner on medium-high, and I went ahead, I filled about 3/4 of the way full, one of the jars, then poured it into this jar. And it's kind of like a weak stock itself, so little less than 3 quarts, about 2.5 quarts, because we're also going to be adding some half and half to this, so we want to leave room for that. This is plenty. You just want to come up to just about where everything is right at the liquid level, but not submerged too heavy, because I don't want to drain off any of this goodness. I want to keep it all. So now we're going to spice it, and it's pretty simple spices. Some red pepper flakes, because we like it spicy. And then I've got my mixture, 2-to-1 mixture, 2 of Wild Tree's Cajun seasoning to 1 of the Zatarain's blackened seasoning. And I've got a heaping tablespoon and a half There we go. And that's just going to give it a nice kick. And the stock had no added salt to it at all. This doesn't have any, hardly any salt in it. But I'm still going to wait until we puree it and I taste it. I don't want this overly salty, so I want to make sure that we keep it as healthy as possible. And, oof, I can't wait. It's going to be delicious. So that'll leave plenty for our lunches. And then we're going to add some black pepper. So garlic, onion, black pepper. And, you know, you could change any of these ingredients around just to suit your family and what they like. It's just a recipe idea. This is what I do with it. Cauliflower kind of gets put on the back shelf, I think. And a lot of times, so does sweet potatoes. So I'm going to bring this to a simmer, let it simmer until the vegetables are tender and ready to puree. So I've had this simmering now for about an hour, hour and a half, just at a low simmer. And everything is fork tender, as you can see. It's delicious. It's ready to puree. And so I'm going to puree this really quick with my immersion. So now that I've got it all pureed and it's really smooth, look how smooth that is. And so I'm going to add some Velveeta, and I've got some, about a half a pound of Velveeta. And if you don't want to use processed cheese, which I don't do it very often, this is not something we do a lot. And then you're going to add some sharp cheddar cheese as well that I grated up. It's way more economical to grate your own cheese. We're going to let this kind of melt down in here, and I've got this on low. And as you can see how much it reduced. So now that I've got my soup all pureed, I'm going to turn the fire off underneath it. It's beautiful. Turn that off because you don't want it to scorch, and you don't want your half and half or cream or your milk to break. And that means it breaks away from the fats. And so we're going to add some half and half in here until we get this creamy consistency that we want. The cheese is all melted. It's so delicious. Oh my gosh. So maybe in this size pot, so a half burner's been off, we're done. And we're gonna dish this up right now. So I have my finished product here, and it is absolutely beautiful. I'm excited. I've got my soup in here. I've dished it up. I added the half and half. Gonna add a little fresh cracked black pepper, a little bit over our salad, and then I'm gonna top it off with my, I cut this candy bacon. It's been in the refrigerator, but I cut it up so I can just garnish it with that, because that's gonna be like the treat on top. It's gonna be absolutely fantastic. And you just wanna sprinkle a little pile right in the middle. And who doesn't want a little bit of that? Make it look really pretty and inviting for whoever's having that. So it's time for a taste test. I'm super excited. And this is my husband's plate. I'll have a much smaller plate, but I'm gonna take some of that bacon and some of that creamy and delicious, spicy yet cheesy cauliflower and sweet potato soup. With a little bit of that Cajun candy bacon. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it's so smooth. I can't wait to eat. And with that bacon on top, and sweet and spicy all at the same time, it's absolutely fantastic. Look at that. So good. Delicious. Okay, guys, I can't wait to see you next time. As always, guys, if you're not a subscriber, I hope you subscribe and you give me a thumbs up, because the soup is fantastic, and I can't wait to see you next time.